So next to speak, we have Sandy Carlson. She's the former poet laureate of Woodbury, and she's going to speak to us. I think was inspired by the work that Ed Edelson had done regarding how Southbury said no to the Nazis. So in the face of fighting fascism, which is relevant today, she's going to talk about some activities. Just hold on to it. Okay. Sorry, I could put it on. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. It's great to be back. Woo. March is coming in like a very confused lion. I love it. Right? I'm here to tell you about an event that I'm calling Southbury Says No, the Conversation Continues. And it is inspired in part by the events that Ed Edelson has organized in Southbury, first to commemorate the 85th anniversary of Southbury saying no to the Nazis and refusing to allow the German-American Bund to build a training camp in town here. And then last fall, around Thanksgiving, there was a commemoration of the same event around the dedication of the 1937 pond at Heritage Village. At both events, Ed invited me to read a poem to celebrate that resistance to fascism and celebration of democracy. So I did that, and one of the things Ed said at the end of the event was, how do we keep the conversation going? Well, I'm a school teacher, I'm a nerd, I heard the assignment. What do we do next? And what occurred to me is that I know a lot of people who have written about Holocaust experiences. And I asked them if they would participate in a roundtable discussion about processing Holocaust trauma through the arts. Every one of them said yes. Faith Vicinanza, who has her studio and gallery adjacent to the village, offered the space. And now it's going to happen on March 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. We've got this cast of characters showing up to have this conversation. And I will be there to moderate. Ed Edelson, who wrote Lois's story, will be there to talk about his efforts to get that story out there and into the Region 15 curriculum and beyond. Deb Holman, who's a Woodbury resident and a genealogist who's looked into her own family's experience of the Nazis and getting out of there in time, and has written novels inspired by that, will be there. Bernie Kaplan, who, with the composer Roger Ames, who formerly taught at the Hart School of Music and is a world-renowned composer, wrote an oratorio called Remember Warsaw, which is very, very powerful. He'll be there. Southbury's own Rabbi Eric will be there to shed his brilliance on all that will be said and shared. And then two other authors, Bonnie Siegler and Helene Stupinski, who wrote The American Way, the story of Marilyn Monroe's Superman and the Nazis, another story of how people fled Nazi Germany to get to America. And the long and the short of it is the publisher of the Superman comics sponsored Bonnie's grandfather, who took footage of Marilyn Monroe for that Some Like It Hot scene that over the subway grate. Anyway, really great people going to be a part of this conversation. AM Coffee is going to supply coffee. We'll have some cookies there too. So it will also be live streamed, so that if you're not able to get to the studio but you want to see it, it will also be available on YouTube after the event. And I have little flyers if anybody would like one with a QR code, but also the link to my web address that has all the details about the information. So I just wanted to share that with you, say everybody's welcome to be a part of this conversation, and there'll be opportunities for people in the audience as well as the panelists to participate in the conversation. So thank you to Justice Southbury for this opportunity to promote this event. Appreciate it.